Hello and welcome once more to Tribal Wars. Today is a modern Tribal Wars event and it's a special Kuma and I's Building Lab deck. The Build-Around card this time was Primeval Bounty. Kuma decided he wanted to play with this. Whenever you cast a creature, create a 3/3 green beast. Whenever you cast a non-creature spell, 3/1/1 counters. Whenever land enters the battlefield, you gain 3 life. So powerful, but it's 6 mana and doesn't do anything on its own. We decided on snakes for the tribe. We've got for a 6 mana build around card. We definitely want some ramp. So we've got Lotus Cobra and Sakura Tribe Elder and Sakura Tribe Scout. Clothing Oracle to a lesser extent, but it's still there. Obviously the Primeval Bounty benefits a bit from having land searching as the type of ramp you've got, as does Lotus Cobra. So Harrow, sacrifice a land, search library for up to 2 basic lands, cards put them on the battlefield. Notably, they come onto the battlefield untapped. So with a Lotus Cobra in play, you get for 3 mana you get 2 triggers off that and 2 untapped lands, so it actually creates mana. The Primeval Bounty in play, it's 3+1/1 counters and 6 life. It's very nice. This is not actually the final version of the deck. This is just what I started with, my first attempt at it. So I tried Ops and Adventurous Impulse as sort of 1 mana cantrip cards to play this. So you can cast a cantrip and then get something off the cantrip and cast that, get lots of triggers, and try and even out the mana so that you get enough lands in the early game to get the most out of Lotus Cobra, and then in the late game you can filter away the lands and get to the good stuff. Hooded Hydra was another ramp payoff, and Shiro the Anointed, just the big snake lord. Whenever a snake you control deals combat damage for play, you may draw a card. And then there was Crystal Shard, which I really love this card. I have a lot of fun with it. A 10-target creature, it's on its hand unless its controller pays 1. So basically the opponent's always got to have 1 mana up just to be safe, and you can use it on yourself to bounce your own creatures. So extra triggers out of Clothing Oracle, extra Mr. Snake, extra Patagia Viper, I don't know. Extra triggers out of Primeval Bounty, and then the mana base was again trying to get the most out of Sakura Tribe Scout and Lotus Cobra. We've got Simic Growth Chamber, a bounce land, and enters the battlefield. Eternal land you control is on its hand, and you can tax for 2. A Burrow, Palace in the Clouds. Again, you can use it to get extra triggers out of Lotus Cobra and Primeval Bounty. Memorial to Unity was just a land to try and mitigate the risk of flood. So in the late game you could turn that into a creature. Lumbering Falls, blue-green manland. Just use the extra mana. And then Field of Ruin. Mostly as a to help deal with all those incredibly dangerous lands like Tron and stuff, but you can search your land yourself, so you can get some Lotus Cobra triggers again and Primeval Bounty triggers. So yeah, that was the basic idea I had. This is what I believe Kuma is playing, unless he's made any last minute adjustments. I think he said he's taken the Hooded Hydras out for some other things, but I don't remember what exactly they were. So instead of the Adventurous Impulses and the Ops, he went Oath of Nithra. Oath of Nithra is technically strictly better than Adventurous Impulse. You can get Planeswalkers, and there are minor advantages from having a enchantment on the board from if the opponent makes you sacrifice things. And the reason I didn't go for it, I went for Adventurous Impulse, is because I already owned Adventurous Impulse, and it's a tiny fraction of the cost of a Oath of Nithra, but he's running Nithra's Steward, as a ramp payoff and set up card with the scry. What else is different? Oh, Sago Mauler as a so basically, I think the idea is as a place to put the counters from Primeval Bounty. A good place for that. Trample and Hexproof. I mean, it's just a sort of good bridging card if you can morph it. If you can't get to 6 mana, you can get up to 3 to cast it, and then 5 later on to turn it into the big monster. Tishana, Voice of Thunder. Power and toughness equal to the number of cards in your hand, no maximum hand size, and when it enters the battlefield, draw a card for each creature you control. Very powerful. I accidentally removed the Crystal Shard. I did. Very good with Crystal Shard. I made the argument that I didn't like it because I thought it was too unreliable. It's very powerful, but it's 7 mana, and if you haven't got a lot of creatures in play, it's also not a very, very good 7 mana spell. But he definitely likes it. And he's also got access to the Verdant Catacombs, which are incredible with Lotus Cobra. So that was the things that he changed. Let me look up what he said he replaced the Hooded Hydras with. I think he said he added a second copy of Sashiro. Okay, yeah. Just more Petigia vampires and vipers than Sashiro. You like Petigia Vampire a lot because it's primarily because it's a flyer. Well, I don't know if primarily, partially because it's a flyer, which is another good place to put +1/1 counters from Primeval Bounty. After doing some testing with my original version, I came up with this one. Let's see. So, Mystic Snake and the Crystal Shard are gone. Hooded Hydras are gone. I found the Hooded Hydras to be very disappointing in this deck. The nature of Sakura Tribe Scout and Lotus Cobra's ramp cards is they stop being ramp cards once you've emptied your hand of lands. So the deck tends to top out its mana lower than other ramp decks I've played. So the Hooded Hydras ended up just being ludicrously inefficient and not very good. You're casting it for making a 3/3 or a 4/4 for 5 or 6 mana. It's just a little bit too, without any way to sacrifice it to get the tokens. It's just too inefficient, too ineffective. My experience with the deck when I was playing the deck was that it just didn't have enough card draw. Again, Sakura Tribe Scout and Lotus Cobra, they stop being ramp cards once you empty your hand of land cards. So, just unfiltered card draw is useful even if it's drawing you lands, because it maintains the effectiveness of these 2 ramp cards. So Harmonize, just draw 3 cards. Oran Viper, not Vampire. Obviously very excited for the Halloween event. So when it deals combat damage for a creature, destroy it. At end of combat, deals combat damage for a player, you may draw a card. And Kefnet the Mindful. Not sure if it's going to be good enough, but it's draw cards and return lands that you control to its own hand. So that's everything I want from basically. Primeval Bounty went down to just 3. I just had too many experiences of playing a Primeval Bounty, untapping, and playing another Primeval Bounty, and then just dying before I could trigger them both. It's just, I mean, 2 Primeval Bounties, they work well together. It's just, it's a 6 mana, it does nothing on its own card. So just drawing too many of those is just too dangerous. And since I've got more actual card draw in the deck, I should actually still see it more often. So, also the Adventurous Impulse? Yeah, Adventurous Impulses are gone. Just the deck ended up having more and more non-creature spells. So this is 16 non-creature non-lands with the Adventurous Impulse. So the Adventurous Impulses just had to go to make room for other things. It just gets worse and worse as you have more non-creature, non-land cards. I think that's the... Yeah, the Mystic Snake and the Crystal Shard are gone. Not because they're bad or anything, just because I needed to make room. Mystic Snake is... I think I like it less than most other people, because it's a basically a bear strapped to a counter spell, which is not horrible, but you don't often want to be holding up 4 mana. And that was, I mean, it's still fine, it's just a one of, and that's why I was running one of, partly because it's really good with Crystal Shard, but I had to make room somewhere, and that's where I made room. And I reduced the number of tap lands and such in the mana base. That the Lumbering Falls are just, they're not very good. Oh, I mean, I added them as just a place to use extra mana, but a 3/3 hexproof for 4 is, it's not bad or anything, but it's just not that useful. And reduce the Memorial to Unities, and an Archer of Orazca. Draw a card, activate this ability only if you control the city, if you have the City's Blessing. Well, we've got to, it's not usually too hard to get to the City's Blessing with this deck, and it's just a long-term use for extra mana. Is that everything? I believe it is. So I'll see how it goes and stay tuned for round 1. Okay, here we are, round 1 against Yokai. I'm on the draw with a fairly mana heavy hand, but I think this is a keep. Score Tribe Scout does some things. I think Yokai usually plays aggressive decks. I'm not sure, maybe it's just like when I face him he's usually playing aggressive decks, but yeah, it's a keep. Green White could easily be aggressive. Boreal Druid. Elves, maybe? That's what it makes me think of. So yeah, turn 1, score a Tribe Scout. And then turn 2, assuming the Scout survives. Probably will. Against Green White in Modern. I can play a land, score a Tribe Scout a land into play, then play Harrow, and then from the 2 lands get from that, play Coiling Oracle. Okay, that was curious. So is it better to play Lotus Cobra first? We still get the Coiling Oracle. Don't play the Harrow, but the Harrow is better after Lotus Cobra anyway. So I think that seems fine. Yes, always yield. Make some green. So yeah, only 2 mana left, nothing to do with that. But an Archer of Orazca is not a horrible thing at this point. Usually move the chat out of the way, but I forgot about it this time. Where's the game gone? There we go. Yep, that looks very elvish. So this is obviously an exceedingly dangerous card. Ooh, Primeval Bounty. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So Harrow generates a mana. So 3 for Harrow, that probably produces 4, 5. And put the Simic into the Growth Chamber into play. 6, play a Primeval Bounty. Yeah, I think that's fine. So Harrow away the island. Just get a couple of forests, got plenty of blue. One, two, 3, 4, 5. And I think at this point I'm happy to trade Lotus Cobra for either of these creatures. I don't think you'll trade just because Elvish Archdruid gets so much worse if you start trading off elves. Okay, and that's the turn. Another Archdruid, so that's starting to get pretty scary. He's got another 4 mana this turn. Could be a Collected Company maybe, or the Convoke thing, Convoke Tutor thing, Quarter Calling. For 2, could be Devoted Druid. So this is Devoted Druid plus Vizier or something. It's an infinite mana combo anyway, with another creature. Ooh. Oh, I forgot to put the forest into play with Scourge Tribe Scale. It doesn't really matter though. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, I guess I'm just going to play as Saphira the Anointed. Oh. I overtapped, that's kind of annoying. Because there's a decent chance I'll draw into something I would like to cast, but oh well, it happens. Well, just an opt to cast. No, there's a non-zero chance that at this point it'll combo off with the infinite mana and have a way to kill me. But I mean, there's not really a lot that my deck could do about it. It's got no interaction at this point. Eldritch Evolution, so I presume I'll get the Vizier of Remedies. He's now got infinite green mana, but he does need to have something to use it with. Archdruid. So I presume he hasn't got the win at this point because there'll be no point in tapping. Or maybe he does. I don't know what this will search for. Oh, Zori Renegade. Okay. So now he can create an infinitely sized trample Elvish Archdruid. So yeah, I am just dead. Not missing anything. Yeah, let's not make him go through it because it's just tedious and not interesting to watch. I mean, there's a non-zero chance that you would not create enough damage to get me through the extra power and toughness from the Opt Primeval Bounty trigger, but it's not very likely and it's just not interesting, so... Okay. This is... sketchy as all hell. I'm basically relying... I mean, it's fine if we can get to a second land. Scourge Tribe Scout's not really going to do anything. But am I willing to rely on Opt to get me to a second land? Yes, I am. I mean, that's why I put Opt in the deck, to get me to help me hit lands. Oh, I don't even need it. So yeah, just play Tribe Elder. I think this is probably overall quite a bad matchup just because elves are... Oh no, turn off all the yields. Okay. Essentially they're trying to do the same thing except he's got more one-drop acceleration and a better late game because he can combo off and he's got Azori and such to just get instant wins. Look at this is turn 2 and he's got 4 creatures in play. It's just much more explosive than my deck can do. Calling Oracle into Scourge Tribe Elder. Twinings Elite, very good with Heritage Druid. I think the most explosive opening a modern elf deck can have is turn 1 Heritage Druid into turn 2 Twinings Elite, and then 3 mana probably for Elvish Archdruid. Or in fact 3 mana for another Twinings Elite and a 1-drop, and then you get another 3 mana and go pretty nuts with that. Got a Calling. Going for the combo again, or is it... Yeah, Devoted Druid. Doesn't have white, not any more white mana this turn though, so... I mean, Devoted Druid can't combo off on the turn it's played anyway, because it's got Summoning Sickness, so... And Azuri. So yeah. I'm probably just dead next turn. This has got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 mana from the Archdruid, 9, 10. So yeah, there's 2 activations of Azuri. What could I get that'll help me let me survive through that? Because that's actually 6 to each of his creatures, so I don't think there's anything. Nothing in the deck does anything here, right? No. No. I just can't interact with him, and I can't put out enough toughness to survive. So it's just a very explosive elf opening that just kills me. So yeah, turns out I think that elves is a more powerful tribal deck than snakes. Possibly not the most surprising revelation ever, but there we go. Right, we're here after I got brutally murdered in round 1 by Yokai, watching Kumagoro for the rest of the round. Looking against Nagarjuna playing rats by the looks of it. So pack rat. Phantasmal image pack rats. That's interesting. So yeah, Naga's got enough mana to create another pack rat. These can all go up to 6/6, so I think yeah, trade a Saga Mauler with 1 pack rat and then just jump the rest. Makes sense. So this is Naga's turn 7. Looks like Kuma's been able to create a bunch of mana, but pack rats do apply a ton of pressure. Primeval Bounty. I've only got 1 card in hand though. Yeah, it's Kura Tribe Elder. And tons of Night Whispers out of Naga. Which gives him lots of fuel for the pack rats. So he's got Faithful Pushing the Beast. I think that wins, yeah, because Kuma can block one of the 5/5, but he's still taking 12 damage. Oh no, sorry, that's not true, because Primal Bounty, so he can block, sack, get the land, go up to 14, and then he's going down to 2, but he's still not in a good position from there. Really hope he draws Tishana at this point, so I can so that it's not good. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So you can activate the arch. If it's another creature, yeah, you can survive. 1, 2, 3. He's got to block all 4. So if Naga doesn't have a removal spell, oh well. No, even then he just needs 3 because he can still gain another 3 life. So I guess eat Ravenous Rats and then block just chump back the rest of the pack rats. Right. Yeah. Okay, yeah, I guess this makes sense as well. Go up to 5 life. Oh no, this doesn't make sense because of the swarm yard. We can just regenerate this pack rat. So yeah, Nog is just creating more and more pack rats, which is not a bad plan, especially against blue-green, which is unlikely to have any kind of board sweeper. Yeah, just gonna borrow. So that's something I'm forgetting. I don't think there's anything you can draw off this arch activation to actually not die to the attack next turn. Yeah, I mean that's 4 blockers, but still not enough. Because there's 5 7/7s. And Naga wins, and that was the match. So, not a great start for the for the snake deck. Both me and both Kuma and I lost 0-2. Let's hope round 2 goes a bit better. Here we are for round 2, playing against, I don't know who this person is, Kumagara? Wonder what kind of deck he'll be playing. This seems like a fine hand. Turn to Sakura Tribe Elder into... Well, it depends what we draw, but... Potentially Harrow into second Sakura Tribe Elder. And then Primeval gets an early Primeval Bounty and Harmonise to refill the hand to start triggering the bounty. He's got the turn 1 Oath of Nissa, and he is showing me this is only Sakura Tribe Elder. Don't mind some blue mana. Ooh, Lotus Cobra. That's a bit more powerful than what I'm doing. Just a bit though. So Harrow effectively costs 1 mana. So I could Harrow into Ola and Viper, or Harrow into Sakura Tribe Elder. Let's see. 4 Harrows up to 5. So we're not guaranteed to prime the bounty next turn if we don't Sakura Tribe Elder. Well. Let's go with the Ola and Viper. It's very likely to be able to... actually no. I was going to say it's very likely to be able to get through and actually draw a card next turn. It sort of depends on Kuma's hand. If he just leaves Sakura Tribe Elder back to... doesn't sacrifice it. You can block and sacrifice. So yeah, I'm just going to go for the Elder. I mean, if he's got a very explosive hand, he might want to sacrifice the Elder anyway, just to be able to get the trigger from the Lotus Cobra. He's got a Guildgate, sorry, a Bounce Hand, Growth Chamber. It's Ravnikin, but it's not a Guildgate. So there's 3 mana, and then the Tri-Build only essentially costs 1 if he sacrifices it to get the Cobra trigger. So he might be able to play two jobs this turn. But no, it looks like not. Looks like he doesn't have anything to spend it on. Let's grab an island. Ooh. God, that is tempting to Field of Ruina's Growth Chamber. It's got to be worth it. I mean, if it's not worth it to play Primeval Bounty out first, then it's probably not worth it to play Primeval Bounty in the deck at all. I guess we'll see how much I regret this. Depends on what you can do with the mana this turn. Has he got his own Primeval Bounty maybe? Yeah, he does. I'll get hit for 2. I got the 2 sources of card draw though, so hopefully my own Primeval Bounty will be better. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Well, so we spend 3 to Oran Viper. And then 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and then Harrow, and that gives me enough mana to Field of Ruin. I can't harmonise and Oran Viper because I've got enough green sources, so I think that makes the most sense. So always yield this. Sacrifice an island. I will grow the Oran Viper because I want it to be big enough to be able to survive 3/3 beasts. And that's the last 2 basics in the deck. And then how does this work? Goes onto the battlefield, so it's untapped. Does it make any more sense to do this in his upkeep than now? I don't think he's not got any 1 mana instant speed spells. He's instant speed cards in his deck, so I don't think it matters. Yeah, let's just do this now. I don't get any cards, but any land, but I think that's fine. And I just want to take out his inhibit his mana this turn, well this next turn, to limit how much Primeval Bounty can do for him. I mean, he gets 3 life from it, but I don't think that's going to be... It's not the kind of game we're going to be playing where if anyone attacks for the win, it'll be probably attacking for tons and tons. Tribe Elder. Auto yield to his bounty as well. If I just thought yield the entire turn. So this represents another 3 life and another 2 mana. He hasn't got anything to spend it on, by the looks of it. One, two, three, four, five, six, 7, 8. Yeah, there's no way I'm going to be able to use have enough mana to use the arch this turn, so harmonize, just make the Overrun Viper even bigger. Probably just get absorbed by the Sakura Tribe Elder, but that's not a huge deal. Feel the Ruin's not that useful. Is it better to have another 3/3 or Harmonize? Harmonize obviously uses my mana much more efficiently. But I could get attacked for a non-trivial amount here. No, I mean I think that's fine. I'm getting 3 life for each land I play, so. Just harmonize again, grow the beast this turn, this time, just so it can outperform his beasts. Okay, and I don't think there's any point in attacking with the Overrun Viper. It's going to get absorbed by the Elder. I'd rather have it back on defense. Opt is kind of nice just because it's instant speed, so it can screw up combat math on his part. I mean, by triggering Primeval Bounty, that is. So. Ooh, Crystal Shard. Ooh. Oh no! You can destroy my beast now, or just shrink my Viper by sending it back to hand. Oh, I shouldn't have given him the idea of playing Crystal Shard, so yeah, he's bouncing the Viper. And it does mean that you can bounce his own creatures to keep triggering Primeval Bounty. Ooh, Lotus Cobra. Don't mind if I do. Let's play the Field of Ruin. Yeah, play some trigger on the stack. Make a green. Play the Scout. Get another 3/3. Let's just attack this beast now. I'm sure he'll just take it. Or just trump with on beast maybe? No, you're going for both. Okay. He hasn't got any 1 mana blue instants in his deck, so do I want a 3rd Overrun Viper? Sure, why not? It's better than another land. It's just may not necessarily be able to get through the beasts, his beasts from Primeval Bounty. It's at least something that he has to block. So he knows I haven't got any interaction in my deck anymore. So he's happy to just stack Lotus Cobra up nice and big. Just like that. Ooh, taking a vampires. A viper. I keep saying vampire for some reason. It is good. Let's just play Breeding Pool. Get some mana and Arch to see what else I draw into. Harmonize is not bad, but well, it is a reason to attack here. You can just block the Viper and the Viper with the Elder and the big beast with the Cobra, and then bounce the Cobra, and he doesn't lose anything, particularly in that trade. No, I think I'm just gonna probably just rely on a giant flying Viper to finish him off and not attack this turn. Just I am down to 15 minutes and this is game 1, so okay. Could pay 1 to not have this happen, but then he can bounce anything next turn. So I think I'm fine just letting that 9/9 beast die. Not super critical. Don't got anything to do this turn, so just F6 through. I think the most scary thing that he could have at this point is his own Batagia Viper. Ooh, Sashiro. That's a little bit scary. It's not that bad though, at this point, when I've got such a big board. Don't think he's got any, still don't think he's got any favourable attacks. Yeah, and he agrees. Okay, let's harmonise. Viper and Viper nice and big. That's not what I meant get Patagia Vampire nice and big. I think I'm just going to attack like this though. Let's just opt and grow the flyer like I meant to do last turn. Yeah, with that previous trigger. Yeah, so sure, it seems fine. So I think I'm trying to Coiling Oracle. He's got his own Viper, and he can bounce his with the Crystal Shard. So I'm glad I drew a second Viper. And that must be the Sagu Mauler. Okay, let's go Sashiro. I think it's still correct just to attack with these two. Play the Lotus Cobra. Play the Growth Chamber. I've got this horrible feeling this is yes, always yes. The game going to be determined by the clock again. Another Lotus Cobra. And yes, all the triggers. Blue, green. And second Patagia Vampire, Viper. I think this should be enough, hopefully, to just swing for the win next turn. He's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 16, 17, 18, 22, 25. So yeah, 15. My smallest is 3, 3. So yeah, just pretty certain next turn I'll hit for 45, even if he blocks out all the biggest creatures. Oh, that's Kefnet. Just in time not to be useful at all, but pretty certain I haven't miscounted. I'm pretty hopeful that I haven't miscounted. I mean, even if I have, he's going to be trading off all his creatures as well, so I don't think I'll be able to lose on this crackback. That still looks like he's getting hit by a lot of creatures, so... Okay, well... 3, 6, 9, 30, yeah, there's plenty of damage. Okay, good. So I'm not sure my clock could endure having all those triggers resolve. Okay, and I have to play a bit quicker, because if I don't win this game, I'll win a game 3 in 12 minutes. Minus how long this game takes. So on the draw, no green mana. It's a pretty good hand if I do get to green mana, but I think it's too risky. No cantrip or anything. There's no lands. Okay, this is a 2-land hand with 2 6-drops in, but I mean, that's what I get for going down to 5. I mean, a pair of Culling Oracles essentially unmulligans me. Okay. So he's ramping pretty quickly here. I don't know, Thanissa maybe? Yeah. That's not a bad turn 2 for him. Ooh, Lotus Cobra. Well, potentially this won't actually do very much if I don't draw any more lands, but I think I'm in a scenario where I just have to play towards things going well for me. After having mulligan down to 5 and having these 2 6-drops, I just need to... If I don't draw well, I'm not going to win anyway, so let's just play towards me drawing well. What's this? 5 mana? Ah, Nissa. Come on, give me that land. Okay. Give me that land of Culling Oracle. Untap land of Culling Oracle so I can cast my other Culling Oracle. No. Okay. Well, Harrow is good with Lotus Cobra if I can get up to 3 mana to cast it. So the -6 basically is 10 damage to me. Become 5/5 elemental to creatures with flying and haste until end of turn. So it's not going to kill me anytime soon. Okay, that's a good draw. So island. Make some green. Yeah, let's just grab a pair of forests. Puts me up to 5 mana so I can cast my 2. My 3 mana and my 2 mana creature. Culling Oracle. Ooh. That's not the worst. Still only puts me to 4 mana though, so can't cast anything else. I guess I'm going to attack Nissa, just trade off with one of his 1/1 scouts. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 next turn. So I would love like an opt or something off the top so I can bounty and then actually trigger it in the same turn. What's he got off the top? What was that? Was that just nothing? Yeah, I think so. Didn't get a land or anything, did he? I don't know. Could have a Mystic Snake. He's still got the Mystic Snake in his deck. We do have the opt. Okay, well, this might just get Mystic Snake, this Primeval Bounty, but I still want to. I mean, I need to grind through the Mystic Snake eventually. I've got another bounty afterwards. And he could also just have nothing. Yeah, looks like nothing. So attack Kuma. The other 2 attack Nissa. Doesn't have anything else in instant speed, does he? Save the Lotus Cobra. Don't want another land. Got one anyway. So I'll draw a card, knock his Nissa down to 6 and kill this creature. And another land. Okay, that's the turn. So it looks like he might be flooding out a bit. Or just not getting enough gas. This could be a Sagumorla maybe? Oh, his own Primeval Bounty. Depending on what I draw here, I might be able to just kill him. Seven. Oh, you have to be another one. It'd have to be another opt though. So I could Primeval Bounty. That creates another 3 power. Then opt for 2 of them would be 9, 11, 16. So yeah, that's not gonna happen. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Primeval Bounty is grow the Oracle. Attack for 9 on his Nissa. And draw a card with Oran Viper. This is gone. Another Oran Viper, but I can't actually cast it, but I can cast the Elder because of the Lotus Cobra. And I'm in a pretty good position now. I mean, you'll be able to, if you can string a few spells in a row, then you can actually get some decent defense going, but I think he's going to be in a position where he's going to have to start making unfavourable blocks at some point. Oh yeah, that's not a bad sequence of spells to cast after a Primeval Bounty. Or really have a Harmonise off the top at this point. So I just found a forest off the Oath. Played. Okay, do I have any favourable attacks? Block there, block there, block there. Doesn't seem super worth it. I think one thing I want to do is just take out his arch with the Field of Ruin. So let's do that. And then just play both my creatures and create some more beasts. Just pass. Seems like a bit of an odd choice to me to sacrifice that there. I think it's got more value as a blocker at this point. And if he draws it to Tishana, he wants the extra creatures in play. on, give me that harmonise off the top. Or a Kefnet wouldn't be bad here either. Is this Tichana? Maybe Sashiro? Or another Primeval Bounty. This likes Tichana. I know, it's a very big Nissa. Okay. You cast it or just put it into play? Put it onto the battlefield. Oh, so yeah, the Viper's just going to die because it didn't... Well, no mana was spent on it. No blue mana. Okay, well, that might be alright next turn. Do we have any good attacks yet? I think it's fine to attack with the Oran Vipers. Trading for 4/4 and a 6/6. And then attack Nissa with all of these. One, two, three, four, five. I don't know. Let's just attack. Not waste too much of my time. Okay, so it's just chomping the one of the Oran Vipers and trading a Coiling Oracle, the other, and then he's going to eat a couple of beasts. Loses Nissa. Play the Memorial. Okay, so he just drew a land, so that's not super useful for him here. Woohoo, yes! Harmonise, perfect. So let's just make a giant Oran Viper. Let's see. Lotus Cobra. Cast Harrow. The last two lands. Or basics, rather. Just think I should have a good chance of winning here. Just play a scout. So with everything. So for those. just a Lotus Cobra, so I'm pretty sure I've won here. And you can just return these Oboro. So what happened? Okay, whatever. Play another Primeval Bounty. Grow some more beasts. And then just attack. Hooray! Well, that was a fairly long and drawn out one. But I did manage to get there. Drew all three of my Primeval Bounties. Alright, on to the third round. Alright, here we are for round 3 against Lovetap's MTG. On the draw with a hand which just seems a little bit too slow. I'm not doing anything until turn 3 Overrun Viper, just seems too bad. Okay, this is fine. Don't need a third Harmonize. Got Pleasant Forest. Don't see that every day. Aether Hub. Also don't see that every day in Modern, but either something to do with energy or possibly just a 4 or 5 colour deck. Outbound Slith. When Outbound Slith deals combat damage to a player, put a 1/1 counter on it. Modulo 1. Is this Slith Dryball? I don't know why else you'd play that. Fun! Oh well, Coiling Oracle can hopefully trade with it. And Overrun Viper is a pretty nice defensive wall. Woodweaver's Puzzle Knots. So this definitely looks like there's some kind of energy dealy going on. Not really sure what it would be. The only thing I can think of that's super powerful as energy is the cheat something into play card, but I can't remember what it's called. Artifact 4 mana, I think. You look at the top so many number of cards and then put something in them into play. Could Lotus Cobra, but then that's the only thing I'm casting this turn because of the way the mana shapes out. I can play a landing at 2 mana, but it doesn't cast anything. So I'm just going to go Overrun Viper this turn, and then next turn I can Lotus Cobra, play a land that'll get me to 3, Harrow, get this into 4 mana, and then I can Harmonize. Don't want to attack with the Coiling Oracle, just against a Slith deck I want to just defend, basically, I think. Yeah, Slith Predator. Deals combat damage to player, put a 1/1 counter on it. I think all the Slith have that. Or most of them, I don't know. Not super familiar with the Slith tribe, I'll be honest about that. Okay. Yeah, I still don't think I'm going to attack. Just I don't want to get one of my creatures removed and then have these spiral out of control. Sacrifice the forest, grab a couple of forests. yes, always yield. Create some green and harmonize. Okay. Pass the turn. So looking at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I can harrow, harmonize, and then, assuming I don't get anything better, scout and Kefnet. Yeah, another Slith Predator. Guess it's probably correct to just harmonise first. See what we draw. Tons and tons of land. Okay. So yeah, let's just harrow. Go to the forest. Go a couple more forests. Make a couple of blue. Kefnet. Scout. Yeah, and if it's to attack with a Viper Net, I'll just be trading it for one of these since they can triple block, so I don't think that's worth it. Modular is only for artifact creatures, right? They put most 1/1 counters on target artifact creature. Okay. Hardened Scales. That's certainly fairly scary with the 1/1 stuff, but a Bond Beetle. So this becomes a 3/3 now. But it's still just trade with the Oran Viper. Yeah, he decides it's not worth it to attack with it. Okay, that's Kefnet. See what we get, and let's bounce the forest back to get up to 7 cards in hand. Attack with a Kefnet. Play a Memorial to Unity. And then play the Score Tribe Elder, and then I can score a Scout, a land into play. That gets me to 4, and then Kefnet again. So this is looking like a 5-colour thing, a 5-colour deck, which might mean he doesn't actually have any basics. So I'll probably Field of Ruin away the Vivid Grove. Sacrifice an artifact, proliferate. That's certainly potentially dangerous. So put the Field of Ruin to play. 1, 2. let's just not reveal the Field of Ruin yet. Go up to 7 cards in hand. Let's just attack the Aeron Viper as well this turn. Yeah, just throw the Bond Beetle underneath it. Makes sense. Okay, so I've got quite a lot of options here. First thing, Lotus Cobra. Play the Field of Ruin. Blood for Vivid Grove. Get an island. Does he have a basic? Might well have one or two. No. Looks like not. Memorial to Unity. Grab Sashiro. Put a land into play. And I'm in a pretty good position here. It might be. I mean, he when I Field of Ruined, love taps. Took him a while to decide. It's potentially possible that he actually does have a basic in his deck, and he's just he thinks his chances of winning this game is so low that he's pretending he doesn't. So I might Field of Ruin unnecessarily, or on the basis that I think he doesn't have any basic lands in his deck next game. But not sure that's too likely. So this looks like an attack where he plans on sacrificing the Arcbound Lift to the Throne of Geth, and he's kind of hoping that I'll screw up in some way. So let's just block there and then throw a couple of relatively unimportant creatures in front of that. I guess he might just have something to create 1/1 counters. No, there we go. So I think I probably got fairly lucky that he was screwed on mana for so long. He wasn't able to really apply enough pressure to me to quickly enough to get the Sliths to grow out of control. I've got some reasonable tools for this match A. I think it is going to be a matter of just how fast we both come out of the gates, that if he can get his creatures big enough that I can't favourably block them, then it might get out of hand pretty quickly for me. Okay, I think this is a fine hand. Turn to Lotus Cobra. Hope they draw a land, but if not, I've got the Elder. Turn 1 Hardened Scales, so that's probably the best thing his deck can do on turn 1. Or one of the best things it can do. Certainly scary. But then I just tap land. It's not so bad for me. Okay, I'm going to Lotus Cobra and I hope that I draw a land next turn. Unclaimed territory. So yeah, not screwed this game. And he's got all the colours of the rainbow. Blacksmith creature. Don't know what it is. I think there's like a cycle of them all that they each cost two coloured mana of black. So yeah, they have this ability and then some other second ability. Land, give me that land. Okay. Well, it's not the worst because I can Elder and then with the mana I get off it, after the Lotus Cobra trigger from sacking it, I can opt. So I think I'm actually going to attack. Is that correct? I think it's unlikely he'll trade, but if he does, I don't think that's too bad for me. I think if we can just trade our creatures off, then yeah, it favours me in the long game. It's only got 1 mana, so we can't regenerate. Maybe I'll have something to grow this instant speed and blow me out though. Didn't really consider that long enough. I think I do just want to draw a natural land. Well, that isn't one. No, we traded off, that's fine by me. I mean, a Lotus Cobra when you're struggling to hit lands is not particularly useful anyway. And I've got a second one in hand. So if I draw a land next turn, I can Lotus Cobra into a 3-drop. It's an on-tap land, one of the Vipers. Do not. It's just I'm looking for a land and then Lotus Cobra if I don't find it and Oran Viper if I do. Well, It's a land. Okay, yeah, sure. Let's put it on top. And the fairly annoying thing that there are some graft cards that benefit from your opponent's creatures having +1/+1 counters, but generally that's just not true. But it asks you every time because it has to. Contagion Class, and then there goes the Cobra. I'm not super concerned about that at the moment. I mean, it's a little bit annoying, but... but we're not going to get that much use out of the latest Cobra anyway. Do I want to Oran Viper or Batagia Viper? Let's go with the Oran. I'd like to draw some cards and hit some more lands. It's 4 to activate. It is, yes. So yeah, it's looking like Love Taps is just fleeing out a little bit this game. Found all these found these pair of +1/+1 counter payoff cards, but hasn't been able to get any of the counters going yet. Okay, and he's just you can only move 1/1 from Graft a turn, I think. A +1/+1 counter. So this will become a 3/3. I mean, it still trades with Oran Viper just as much. Yeah, he doesn't even attack with it. I think I am going to attack with mine though. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I go Oran in the Kefnet. I think that makes no sense. Pair of Oran Vipers and a Harmonizer, a good way to get Kefnet up to attacking and blocking level. Yeah, just another land for Love Taps, which I'm sure he's not thrilled about. You can grow the Slith with a Contagion class. It still just trades to the Oran Viper. It looks like that's what's happening, yeah. And a Bloodletter. So this will be a 3/3. Yeah, he proliferated beforehand, so the Lionheart Reborn would still have a +1/+1 counter on it that they could use later on and keep proliferating. So doesn't have the mana to regenerate. We're just going to attack with one of the Vipers. Might just trade the Bloodletter for it, but maybe not. No. So puts me up to 5 cards. Harmonized down to 4 and then back up to 7. can Simic Growth Chamber and still have 7 cards in hand. Now that's the Kefnet block. Pull an iron back, I guess. Not sure it matters. And then just pass the turn because, like I said, I want 7 cards in hand to be able to block with Kefnet. Yeah, it's another land for Love Taps. Proliferate. He still doesn't have a particularly positive or beneficial attack. But I can't really attack into the Bloodletter very properly anymore. It's got the Vivid Grow to create black. So that's fine. Let's just go... let's think for a sec. I kind of want to Field of Ruin, take out the Llanowar Reborn. So that's... since it's about to feel untapped, isn't it? Yeah. But yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, I've not sacrificed any basics yet. Puts me down to 7 cards in hand. So I can't cast a spell and keep Kefnet active. But I think it's fine to just play out Pertigia Viper. Gives me plenty to trump with. And then the flyers can, both the flying Vipers can start actually beating down and closing the game out. Okay, yeah, another land for Love Taps. That must be quite frustrating for him. Going from struggling to get past 2 lands to 8 lands in the second game. Just another proliferate, yeah. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Start with the Flying Viper. And let's just harmonise. Puts me up to 9. Another Flying Viper. And just a top breeding pool. Oh, I forgot this actually had flying itself. I remembered indestructible. I remembered the restriction on how it attacks and blocks. And I remembered that you could draw a card and return a land to hand, but I forgot it had flying. So yeah, just Love Tap's getting brutally flooded over there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 lands in. His top 16 cards is just incredibly unpleasant. And Snakes do manage to slither their way into a 2-1 record. Alright, here we are, looking at the deck, and the question as always is, did we learn anything from the experience? And unfortunately, I kind of feel like the answer is no, not really. They got crushed by Elves in the first round, which is not really surprising. It's just they're both ramp decks, but Elves are more explosive in the early game and just has a combo finish, and even if it's not comboing, it's oh god, I've forgotten the name of the elf that the overrun that gives overrun +3/+3 and trample. Whatever. Even if they're not comboing, that ability is just, with the amount of mana that elves can make, is just a fantastically quick game ender. So yeah, I mean, Primeval Bounty is sort of trying to do the same thing, but it's 6 mana and it's so much slower at actually putting that amount of power and toughness into play. So yeah, I mean, suspect that it's not really possible to adapt the deck to have that match be favourable. It's just fundamentally, I think Elves are a better tribe, which that's not really a surprise at all. Round 2, obviously the Primeval Bounty Snake Mirror is a fairly rare occurrence, I'll say that much. That did manage to win that 2-0, so obviously my version of deck must be superior. I think Harmonise was really good in that. I mean, that is sort of the main difference between our decks, Kuma and my deck, I think, is the most of the rest of the stuff is fairly comparable. He's got the Oath of Nissus instead of my Ops, and he's that's not there anymore in his version. I don't remember what the other thing is that I'm missing. But anyway, I do think the Harmonise are pretty, and the Oran Vipers, I suppose, are pretty important for the deck to be able to make use of the mana it can produce, and get the most out of Primeval Bounty and just makes the whole thing work a lot better. And then the final round was against Sliths, and unfortunately Sliths that went from mana screwed in game 1 to mana flooded in game 2, so that wasn't necessarily the most useful or most representative match there. This is, I think, the best snake. This isn't the first time I've tried snakes, and I think this is the happiest I've been with a snake deck. Primeval Bounty was, I guess it performed pretty much exactly as you'd expect. Against, I think I played it against Yokai's Elves, and it was just horrendously too slow, but obviously in that grindy mirror match it was pretty great. It's obviously a powerful card that just takes some setup to really get going. I think 3 is probably the correct number. Memorial to Unity never really very good. I'm not sure if it's actually worth having that tapped land. Maybe just another Arch of Orazca instead, just coming in untapped, and then it's just a lot more powerful. I mean, particularly the tap Memorial to Unity is annoying because it's inconvenient in the early game, and then if you draw it off the top in the late game, you're spending a turn playing the Memorial to Unity, and then you have to wait until the next turn to untap it, and then spend the mana to sacrifice it, and then hope you've got enough mana to actually cast the creature in the same turn. I think it's just too inconvenient at multiple stages of the game. So maybe just another Arch of Orazca or something else. Kefnet was fine. I think it really came up in that against the Sliths, which again, it's hard to say how that would have gone if the Sliths managed to have a better draw. The returning a land you control its owner's hand is not so useful, since if you're drawing cards off it, you usually got you're usually going to draw into lands to put into play and to trigger Lotus Cobra or what have you. Anyway, I'll get Primeval Bounty. And I forgot it had flying, which would have sped up that last game, if nothing else. I do like having a long-term card advantage card, though. Maybe I can find something better, I don't know. That second ability, or third ability I guess technically, the restriction on the attacking and blocking is quite, well, restrictive. You've got it going, but it requires not casting cards, which is not generally what you want to be doing with cards. Ptegia Vampire was pretty great. Again, Viper, just because of, honestly, largely because of the flying. The deck does seem to tend towards clogging up the ground. I guess that's also something to recommend. Kefnet it is also can be a flying attacker. But I do overall think the core of the deck is pretty reasonable. There's nothing super obviously wrong with the deck, so I think improvements would mostly be tinkering around the edges, working out numbers, and maybe improving the mana base and such. Alright, yeah, thank you for watching.